help us with stress in terms of mindfulness?
Yes, well, I love how you mentioned being open to things, and new things. I think that ties in very well to mindfulness because, many times when we go through life, we get into our routine, we do the same things every day, get up, go to work, come home, maybe watch TV, go to bed. But mindfulness, what I want to mention about that is the definition of mindfulness is being present in the present moment without judgment. So, just being and observing this without judging it. So mindfulness is something that can help us because it'll help us to come off of our autopilot, because living our lives in autopilot, sometimes we get stuck in a rut. So by practicing mindfulness, it'll help us to observe what we're doing, and not be attached. Because sometimes when we're attached to what we're doing, we're judging ourselves. But mindfulness is about non-judgment, about having compassion and, more love for ourselves. So practicing mindfulness is important. And so each day when I wake up, I try to wake up early, to get up, to just sit and be quiet and breathe, because our breathing is very important. And, as we go through daily life, sometimes we're not breathing deeply because we're stressed. We're trying to get to work. We're doing shallow breathing. We're trying to get to work. We're thinking about all the timelines, all our bills. And so mindfulness helps us to take that deep breath and to breathe and to just slow down. Mindfulness is good because it helps our brains to function better. It helps us to form neural pathways in our brain and opens us up to learning and to being open to new things. And studies have shown that mindfulness is so good for us because it helps with our blood pressure. It helps with our remembering things. It helps to our brain waves to become to that pattern, that even pattern. Instead of the fight or flight, it'll help our bodies to get to the rest and digest state. Because fight or flight is good if we're being threatened, but if we're not being threatened, we can still feel that way if we're thinking stressful thoughts. So I just want to mention also our thoughts can contribute to our stress. So positive affirmations are helpful, positive self-talk, and just observing, what we're saying to ourselves and what we're allowing ourselves to think. It can also help us with our stress. Because if we're not our own best friend, we can just be criticizing ourselves, beating ourselves up, and that's only heightening our stress. But if we're learning to forgive ourselves when we're not perfect or when we make a mistake, then that helps us to have more compassion for ourselves and for others. And having a mindfulness practice is important. So what I want to encourage people to do is to look into mindfulness. And there are so many good websites for mindfulness. And YouTube has so many videos that we can look at. If we only have 10 minutes, just put 10-minute mindfulness meditation and try different ones, see what works for you. And there's some of them there about relaxing your body. So it's called the body scan. Helps you relax. Like sometimes we might clench our jaws without knowing it. But when we're doing mindfulness, it's relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Yeah. Mindfulness is helpful in so many ways. And then, two, just finding what helps us to relax, what helps to relieve our stress. Some people like fishing, some people like exercise, some people like taking a soaking bath. So we can find what feeds our soul and try to incorporate that in our lives more often, because this will help us to let go of just always pushing ourselves to do more and just sit back and relax and enjoy ourselves more often. So that is, I think, what my...
I love it. And one of things that I